The Cleveland Browns, they made a little splash today, and that's where we're going to start this show off. Jadeveon Clowney, he agreed to a one-year deal worth up to $10 million. Anytime you talk about Clowney, you're always going to bring up, okay, the former first overall pick back in 2014, but we have done this exact same song and dance with Clowney for basically the last 3 years. Was he no doubt talented? Absolutely. Does he have injury concerns? Yes, he absolutely does. But now, Clowney has an opportunity to really showcase his physical ability because realistically, he's not the best defender on that defense. And maybe for the past 2 seasons, he hasn't been the best defender on a defense, but now he's definitely not the best defender. Now you pair him up with Myles Garrett. Now, technically, this deal is not official yet. He still has to pass his physical first, and I will say this. When it comes to Clowney, that actually might not be 100% of a slam dunk considering the fact that he has battled so many injuries throughout his career. But Cleveland has had their eyes on him for a long time, probably the last 3 years at least in free agency. Now they go out and they get their guy. So the question that I'm going to hit you guys with here is this. After the Clowney signing, are the Cleveland Browns the best team in the AFC North? I definitely think it's something that we're going to talk about. But the question is, who is the best team in the North? If you think it's the Baltimore Ravens, I want you to type BAL. If you think it's the Bengals, I want you to type CIM. If you think it's the Browns, type CLE. If you think it's the Pittsburgh Steelers, I want you to go ahead and type PIT. So Clowney, he actually did pass his physical with Cleveland, so it's a done deal here. But what exactly are you going to get out of the former first overall pick? Because 2020, man, the Tennessee Titans like, wait a minute, we didn't get what we were paying for. So hopefully the Browns, at least they're hoping, that they get what they're paying for. And I think that's why you see this contract is worth up to $10 million. But coming off a year, probably the worst year of his career, 19 tackles, 0 sacks, 4 tackles for a loss. But in 2019 and 13 games with the Seattle Seahawks, he had 31 tackles, 7 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks, 4 forced fumbles. I will say this about his 2019 campaign. He actually was a very good run stopper. Sure, if you're paying somebody north of $10 million a year, especially as an edge rusher, you want to have a little bit more sacks, but he is also a very good run stopper. But throughout his career, in 83 games, he's got 255 tackles, 75 tackles for loss, 32 sacks, and 9 forced fumbles. He is now going to be able to pair up with Myles Garrett, and for a Browns team, they don't have many holes, which is kind of a crazy thing to talk about, and they might actually be the most complete team in that division, which is, I might even argue, one of the best, if not the best division in the National Football League. But Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, 2 of the best, we'll say, overall defenders, at least on the edge in football, and they also went out and got Takk McKinley. This Browns team, I'll tell you what, they're getting pretty interesting here. So grade the Browns signing of Jadeveon Clowney. I want you to go down in the comments and let me know. A, B, C, D, or F. For those of you that are new to the show, our grading scale is simple. Hopefully y'all went to school, right? A is great, B is good, C is average, D is bad, F is failing. I will say that he's still getting $10 million coming off his season where he had no sacks and 19 tackles. It's more of just like okay, he had like one great play in college where he about killed somebody from South Carolina, and he's got all these things. Like, he is a phenomenal athlete. But are we ever going to see this great Clowney? That still remains to be seen. So Clowney, C, that's my grade here. He's a good player. It's going to be a good fit. If he can stay 100% healthy and you get a very motivated Jadeveon, which you might actually get because, let's be real, if he goes out and balls out like straight up, Manscaped style, he can then go out and potentially have a very good deal, especially next offseason.